And so I want to cover this video.
Look at a job, bro. You're not ready for all-day entrepreneur. You're not ready for full-time entrepreneurship.
I think I am.
The last 3 years has proved that you're not.
That's because I just was learning. Again, I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have anyone.
Yeah,
so,
but you need to learn in between your job. It's so difficult, man, to build a business when we don't have our basic needs covered.
yeah.
A job will save your life. You need structure. You don't like structure or want structure, but you need it.
I had structure for 20 plus years.
Right, but you still need that structure coupled with entrepreneurship so you can learn how to be most effective in the time. That's why I don't promote for people to just go from a life of working a full-time job to quitting that to being a full-time entrepreneur, because you don't know how to balance yet.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like now that I'm in it, I just feel like there's no turning back for me.
You just don't like the idea of having a job, even though I'm telling you it may be the best thing for your life. But
do you think that
social media has everything backwards?
Yeah.
Because social media says, I can't turn back. Where it's like, yo, I got to keep moving forward. And we think that getting a job is moving backwards when really it's like going to get an investor to pay for the thing that we want.
I mean, if I was shameful, I'll drive and lift. I'm not.
I think we stop it right there. Because I want to have this conversation, y'all, because I think we really do believe that having a 9-to-5 is like, you know, a bad thing, right? And it's not, right? It is not a bad thing. What really happens here, man, is that it's about perspective, all right? And I say this a lot, and I know this may be something you're like, man, this is corny. Just listen to me, all right? Having a job makes building your business easier, guys. It makes it easier because the thing about it is my wife is a full-time entrepreneur, right? Straight up and down. She's full-time entrepreneur. I'm like, I like to call myself like between part-time and full-time, right? Because I squeeze a lot of hours in to do my real estate, but she's full-time entrepreneur. She has to have overhead. She has bills. She has to keep clients coming in. She has to go and eat what she kills, right? Full-time. There is no like, I could take a day here, day off here. It is full throttle all the time. When you have a job, you can break that up because your 9-to-5 is giving you a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? So you're not having to really scramble and figure money out because you have your job. And you can learn to manage that right there to build your business. You do not have to quit your job. And some people believe, well, if I quit, I have all this pressure on me, so I'll do even better. Why do that? Right? Why do that? You don't have to go and quit your job just yet, right? Some people you got to quit a job. Cool. But I encourage you. And I think I've figured out the cheat code. See, what I do here on the Cold Summer Podcast is I'm just sharing my experiences and things that I've seen and tried. I'm not just telling you things in theory, things that I've tried and things that I'm doing, right? I work a 9-to-5 still. I'm in real estate, and I'm also I'm an investor and a realtor, right? So I'm learning to use all those pots. My 9-to-5 creates the lifestyle, but it also puts into the business so I can do more over time, right? Some people are not built for entrepreneurship.
Audio Jungle.
Some people. There are some people, they are made for this. They know exactly what to do. They know how to stay in the ups and downs. They're made for this. Some people, this is not for them, right? Shout out to my man DeAndre. He says, paycheck biweekly, that's slavery. I disagree. I absolutely disagree. And this is why I disagree with that statement. And I do appreciate your feedback. Because if you know how to use your 9-to-5, you can be better off with another source of income, right? Because of my 9 to 5, I've been able to create at least 4 streams of income, right? Including YouTube being a stream of income. I don't have to depend on YouTube checks to come in. It's just extra. My paycheck that comes in every 2 weeks, let me tell you why it's not slavery. Because out of that paycheck, I can do a lot of things with it. 1, it goes into a 401k. 2, I put it into an employee stock purchase program. 3, I put it into my own IRA before I even get my check, right? Then I also take some money out of that, right? And I use that for my lifestyle. And then I take it and use it for my business. And so now my paycheck is really an investor. It's a business partner. It's a business partner all day long. Yeah, I got to put some time in to make that money. But guess what? That money has, over the last 6 years, helped me buy real estate. The 401k itself was able to help me buy a property, which then led to me then owning 3 properties. I'm also bankable, right? This is what people forget, right? When you have a W-2, it's easier to be bankable. So you have to know how to use the job. You got to know how to use the job if you're going to work. Now, if you're going to work to pay your car note, the house, and all this lifestyle bill that you've created, then that becomes a form of slavery because you've created that amongst yourself. But when you're going there saying that, I know when I get this paycheck at the end of the month or every 2 weeks, I know where it's going. Every time my paycheck comes out, listen, I just had this conversation on Friday. 15% of my paycheck goes towards investments. Before I even touch my paycheck, 15% of that is going towards investments, right? So that's 80. I'm living off 85% of my income, right? Maybe 80% of it. But I'm putting them towards things that are going to make life easier for me in the next 10 years. If I was an entrepreneur, could I make more? Maybe, maybe not. But while I'm working, I'm using that job, right? He says weekly only. I think you mean like what, getting paid weekly? So my thing is there's a cheat code to obtaining wealth, and having a job is a cheat code for most people. Again, this is a general statement of most people because some people, like I know you are an entrepreneur, right? You're built to be an entrepreneur. Nobody's got to wake you up in the morning and say, hey, DeAndre, I need you to go find some business. Some people aren't built for that. They think, oh, I got all day. So guess what? I got all day to play around, figure things out, and then that time starts moving, right? I don't need nobody to wake me up, right? Like today is Father's Day. I created business. I understand that YouTube can pay me. It's a form of therapy as well. Nobody needs to wake me up to do anything. But some people need a job. Some people need a job, and then they need to be able to create their business. It's just the way it is, right? Because this is why, like my godmom, right? Shout out to my godmom. Hopefully I clip this up and send it to her. She just sent me a message today. My godmom, Shay, right? This lady is a straight up hustler. When I say full-time hustler, she had a 9 to 5 and she was working, creating her business, doing her adult foster care amongst many other hats, right? Then she decided, to quit her job, and then she went full-on entrepreneur, right? That woman is always working and still working, right? What I've seen her do, I looked at that and said, okay, I could do something like that. Like she's a grinder. She gets it. She's on it all the time. There is no stopping. Some people that I've seen that are entrepreneurs are not ready for that. They're not. They are not ready for that. Some people are built to have a job. Okay? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. Some people are built to work a job.
Audio Jungle.
And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with having a job. Social media has made it a thing to say, well, school creates employees and you're going to be an employee. So what? You may need that for your life. See, some people don't need $10 million to live a great life. They may only need $250,000, maybe a year or something, to live a comfortable life. Right? For me in real estate, I may not need 100 properties. I may only need 10 properties to really live the life I want to live. maybe 10 paid off properties. I'm good. People need to sit down and really evaluate themselves, right? What David Shands did in this particular video, which I really liked, was he asked this lady questions and questions and questions because she believes she didn't need a job because she worked 20 years. He's telling her, yes, based upon what she told him through the interview, he said, you need structure, so you still need a job. He has no dog in the fight, and he's telling her what she needs, but she's not willing to listen. So this is why I say, and I do appreciate this comment. So paycheck weekly, I think he meant weekly, or bi-weekly is that slavery. Don't agree. A job is not slavery, right? A job is not slavery. And the reason why I say this is because the unpopular opinion is you have to know what you're doing. Listen, if I go into a job and I'm going into the mug dreading it, why am I dreading it, right? Can we really ask the real questions here? Why am I dreading going into work, right? Why are you dreading going into your 9 to 5 every day? Is it because of the job, or is it because of yourself? Is it because you're not motivated enough? Or let's ask the real question. Is it because you feel like you need to pay a bunch of bills and you need to put the time in to get the money out? And had you not had these bills and lifestyles, would going into work be that stressful? I believe, I would put 100 on black if I was at the casino right now, that most of this would be because of lifestyle. If you didn't have the big lifestyle bill and you had free rent and you had free transportation, your job wouldn't feel as bad. It wouldn't feel that bad. Now, let's reverse engineer that. Now, if you were to go to that job and have no expenses, meaning at home, and you could build a business and you're now making money 2 different ways, life would be a little bit easier, right? I think that's the problem, right? We want to just blame it on the job. Job. We choose to work a job, right? I'm here. This is the all accountability group over here, all right? We choose to have a job. We choose to go out there and buy the Hellcat. We choose to buy the big house that is bigger than we can afford as a payment, right? We are in control of a lot of choices that we make. So, some of us don't want to appear a certain way for social media, for our family, and we need to understand this. Having a job is necessary for most people. But I also encourage people to get their own business because a lot of us have been in a situation where the job has cut us off. They moved on with the contract, all these things, right? So develop your own so that when things go sour, you have something that you can work off of. Use your job. Use the job that's given to you and find a way to benefit from that. Everyone is not made to be an entrepreneur. I don't care what social media tells you. I don't care what you're convincing yourself. Everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur.